recording. Now we started. I apologize, ladies. Okay.
Okay. H, and ooh.
Exactly. Perfect. Thank you so much. Marjorie, will you read line 2?
Me, Lee, he, ha, me, meh, ma,
Mhm.
la, le, la,
Yeah.
ha, he,
Yeah.
he.
Perfect. You got it. You corrected yourself, and that's the whole point. That's how you learn. Mary Ellen, will you read line 3?
Yes. Malachim, Hamalachim.
So do that
Malach?
one. Read that one
Right.
one more time, just to smooth it out. You were right, but I want you to bring it together.
Hamlakim,
Yep.
Melech, Malkei, Hamalakim,
So read that last one more time.
Hamlakim.
Exactly. So I'm making you focus on this word. It came twice, right? The second and the fifth word, because the second vowel, I'm sorry, the second consonant, the mem, has nothing under it.
Right.
And later in today's lesson, it's going to all of a sudden have something under it. It's going to have a shva under it, I think, is what's coming. So I want you to notice here, because it has nothing under it, it just has that M sound. So it becomes a contraction, basically, with the letter in front of it, right?
Right.
Because it has no vowel under it of its own.
Can
when
you
it
read
has
the
the
first word?
Okay,
Oh,
go
I'm
ahead, Mary
sorry.
Ellen. That's all right. Mary Ellen, what were you going to say?
And when it has that shva, it hooks onto the L, right?
Well, it
It's
actually
under
becomes,
the M.
it becomes almost its own consonant. It gets its own sound. Hamalachim. It gets this m. It's, you stop and you put this with the m. So
And I think that's what I'm having the problem with, thinking that.
okay,
it-
well, so you're more right than you are wrong. It's just I was trying to get you to read exactly what he wrote. You will rarely see it the way it is written here, okay? This is just a pronunciation exercise, so don't worry about it.
All right.
I have a
Barbara
question.
and Connie both had questions. Barbara?
Well, my question is about the first word on the line, and I think that's Connie's also. I'd like to hear that one again.
Okay, line 3, the first word, or looks like a word, is Malachim. So the mem.
Why is it Malachim?
Because under the mem, there's no vowel. So the mem and the lamed together make the consonant blah,
Mla.
blah. Okay?
Okay, I think when I heard it before, it was more pronounced than that, not just Mla. But I got that.
And it's hard to do it, blah. Okay?
Blah.
And as I say, I
Yeah.
think these are more pronunciation exercises than they are word recitations. Okay?
Sure.
And it'll get easier as we go on, you'll see. All right, Connie, if you have no other question, will you read line 4?
That was my question too. And you explained that well. Melech, Malach, Mi Melech, Malchei, Hamlechim.
Hamlachim.
Hamlachim, right.
There you go. You
Right.
did beautifully. And
Hamlachim.
perfect. Lovely. Okay. Eileen, will you read 5?
Lee, lech,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I don't hear the difference. There's a difference between the sound. It's lech and lech.
Exactly.
Lachem,
Yes,
lacha.
exactly. You did very well correcting yourself, and that's the point. Audrey, will you read line 6?
Me, lahe, hem,
Hem. It's
hem,
hem. Yeah.
lahem,
Yep.
him, ma, lacha,
Exactly. You got that.
hem,
Now try this one all by itself.
which one? Hem,
So 2, 4, the 6th one. So it starts with the hay.
Right, it's not Haim.
It is Haim. I must have misheard you. It sounded like you had a letter in front of it.
Oh, no. Mem,
Perfect. Very good. Okay. Hi, Jean.
Hi there, how are you?
Good. We are on page 11, line 7.
And I don't have, I wasn't able to download it, so I don't have any papers in front of me.
Well, can you pull up the book on your screen?
How do I do that?
do you have the PDF?
No,
Do you have an email address? I could email it to you really quickly.
okay, if you can do that.
Okay, hang on. Let me just write down your address. What's your address?
It's JBCM 608
Okay,
at
start-
G.
let me just, J as in Jewish, D. Just repeat, please.
Okay, JBCM 608 at gmail.com.
Okay, jbcm608@gmail. Okay, I'll do that and move on without me.
Thank you, Audrey. Well, we're going to go back to the beginning of my boxes, and I believe we're on line 7. So Barbara, that brings me back to you.
Heel, hail, hailm,
Say that one again.
hailm.
Yes,
I don't-
exactly. It's really hard, and I just wanted to hear all the letters. You did it just right.
Okay. Milch
Yes,
and Halil.
Hallel, actually.
Oh, Halel, yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you, ladies, that at least on my printout of this book, coming up on line 9 and line 10, I've got some extraneous weird
Yeah.
marks on my page that
Right.
make it hard to read the vowels. So I'm gonna tell you what those vowels are when we get there, okay?
And it seems in this page, I had more problems separating the A from the ah that was just a line. And
Uh-huh.
in my book that, or in my printing of it, which
Yeah.
I don't think the problem is there, they were smeared.
Yeah, I agree. That there are
Thank you for-
places in this book that are very hard to distinguish, and I'm gonna do my best to tell you what the actual vowels are. Okay, we're on line 8. Marjorie, will you read?
Hillel, Hillel, Lech, La Melech, Hillel, me, Lee.
Perfect, lovely. Mary Ellen, will you read line 9? And if you have, oh, you have the actual book, so you're not gonna have any.
Yeah, I bought the book, because of the background. It was
Pull it-
like
pull it close to you.
$14 on Amazon, and it's very clear, just FYI.
Yeah, it's interesting. I checked the price once the holidays started, right before we started class, and it had gone up from $14 to almost double or something. I don't know, supply and demand really hit that price, but
Yeah, okay. You said 9,
line
Rachel?
9, please, yeah.
Okay. Chem, lachem, he chem.
Oh, that one's got 2 dots under the hay, doesn't it?
Oh, sorry, you're right. Hey chem,
There you go.
hey chem.
There you go. Thank you. Connie, line 10.
Lay, he, lay.
Now that's 3
Yeah.
dots, I think, on the, Mary Ellen, is that 3 dots next?
Yes,
I
yes.
haven't
I've got a
gotten,
big-
I haven't
I've got a
gotten
big
to that
blob.
one yet. I haven't
Okay,
gotten
but
to
I've
that
got a
one
big
yet.
blob on
I'm
my
gonna
page.
go ahead and get
Thank
off
you.
that.
Now I have the book, so
Delete
it's
that.
clear.
Oh, okay.
Chem, laychem.
Perfect, thank you. I was just trying to let the other ladies know that, yeah, mine was just a big
Oh,
smear.
mhm.
Okay, line 11, Eileen.
Lechem,
Yes,
lechem, halechem.
Beautiful, wonderful. Okay. Audrey, will you read line 12?
Yes. Melech, Malche, Hamlachim,
Mhm.
Malche, Mimelech, Hamlachim.
Beautiful, excellent. Okay. We're gonna turn to page 12 now.
Can I ask
Alright.
a question? When you, there's a real word, I mean, I understand the sound part, but when there's a real word, could you tell us what it means?
I will do my best, yes. So let's,
Or
Let's-
just let us know which it is and then I
yes,
can
right.
look
So
it up.
so I believe all of this was just letter combinations, okay? This page was really about pronunciation. So let's go to page 12. And at the top of the page is the word shalom with the 2 arrows next to it, right? And we know this word means lots of things, right? Hello, goodbye, peace. A very common word, it's gonna come up a lot. And in order to learn to read the word shalom, we have to first learn the letters we don't know. So we know the lamed, the middle letter, and we know the last letter, the mem sofit. But we don't know the first letter and we don't know the third letter. So we're gonna start with the shin, the first letter. And in the box at the top of page 12, you have the shin. And the thing about, so the shin has a sister letter called a sin. So this one is a SH and its sister letter is just the S. To remember that this one is the SH, you see the dot above the letter in the right-hand corner, right? So the little key that they like you to think about is she is always right. And she obviously is that SH sound. So that's a perfect one for us, right? She is
Right.
always right. Okay, so we are gonna practice what's on this page, page 12. And when we get to the very last word, we're gonna learn the tricky shva. But I don't want you to be nervous, so we're just gonna start in the upper right-hand corner at line 1. And Eileen, you read last, didn't you? I think you
I
read
read
last.
next to the last. I think Audrey read last.
Did you? Okay. Oh, you're right. Audrey read last. So now I know where I am. I'm on my screen. Thank you very much. The boxes move and then I get confused.
Yeah, they do move.
They do. Linda, will you please read line 1?
Excuse me, she, shay,
Shay, yes.
sha.
Very good. Thank you. Sue, will you read line 2?
Okay, shame, 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 sham, shum.
Very good. Line 3, Barbara, we're back to you. I'm back to the beginning.
I have a question about line 2.
Okay.
Sue read shame for the first 2.
It's she.
I-
yeah.
I thought I heard sheem.
I did, she.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Sue.
That's my southern draw.
Ah, no.
I heard it too, but then there was a distinction between that and when you really said
Shay.
Shay. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You can't do
Sorry,
Hebrew with
guys.
the Southern drawl.
As you
I-
know, Israel doesn't have the southern drawl, do they? They don't have that part of the country.
Well, we need to take it there. then.
I'm sure they have plenty of accents. We just don't know them yet. So
Well, and I've been watching television with, I guess it's British, and the difference in these British accents are just confounding. Holy
Yes,
moly!
yes.
Some
I
some people just mumble. It's terrible.
I watch with subtitles when they're available. That really helps. So
Yeah. Okay, let's do line 3, Barbara.
Okay. Shield, shale, 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 shale.
Nope,
Oh, shall. I
there
mean,
you go.
See, that's the thing between the two dots and the line in my case.
I understand.
Yeah. Shall, shall, shall.
Yes, thank you. Line 4, Marjorie.
Shal, shali, shali, chalet, 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 shala, shala.
Perfect. Beautiful. Thank you. Mary Ellen, line 5.
Shame, sham, shal, shal, chalet, 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 chalet.
Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you. Connie, you're muted, but will you read line 6 after you unmute?
I will. Shawl, shawl,
Yep.
lame, and sha, lame, shalame.
Lovely. Thank you. Line 7, Eileen.
Sha, sha, sha. Lay, shalem.
Yes, lovely. Thank you.
I was
Audrey?
tempted to say shalom.
Well, they're trying to trick you. So exactly. So they just want you to focus on the combinations, the
Yeah.
letters, consonants, exactly. So that's why I'm trying not to call them words.
Okay.
Audrey, line 8.
Shalem, shalem, shalom, shalem, shalem.
Lovely. Thank you. Okay, line 9, Linda. So some of this, these are some words at least this first one is a word we know from before.
Oh, man.
You see it, Linda, line 9?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Melech,
Yeah.
Shalem,
Mhm.
Melech.
So this one's the one we've done before.
Oh, Malech.
Malche.
Malche. Shalem, Sham,
Shame. It has 2
Shame.
dots under it. Shame.
Shalem.
Yes, very nice. Thank you. Line 10, Sue.
Shalem, shalem, shalem. Lechem,
Perfect.
shalem, lechem.
Very nice. Excellent. Thank you. Barbara, line 11.
Lechem, lechem, shame. No, sham.
Yes. No, you were
No,
right.
it is shame. It is shame.
Yeah.
Shame, sham, shalem,
Mhm.
lechem.
Yes, very good. All right, so you guys still don't hear that loud noise?
No, we don't.
Okay, good, because it got a little louder by me. All right, we're now on line 12. Marjorie, can you start us on line 12?
Shalem, lechem, mimalech, malachei,
Beautiful.
chamelachim, chamelachim.
You did it. That was great. Okay, so let's focus on this line 12 for a minute. Shockingly, I was going to say, we haven't gotten to our target word yet, shalom, and we have not gotten to our target word yet because we're still missing that 3rd letter. I haven't taught it to you yet, okay? But here on line 12, we got to words that we know from before. So the 3rd word be melech, malachei, and hamalachim. So when we look at malachei, you see under the lamed are those 2 dots vertically, right? And here at the asterisk under the line, they show you the 2 dots vertically. That vowel is called shva. It has very complicated rules. We're going to learn one of the rules here, okay? So they say it's a half vowel. So in other words, by saying it's a half vowel, you don't say it as loudly. You don't pronounce the sound I'm about to tell you with as much emphasis or throat sound as you do other vowels, okay? So here, they say it's an A as in about. I would say it's an EH as in but you know, how you write your transliteration and the fact that this book is very old. So in the teacher's edition, for instance, they talk about the difference between the Ashkenazi and the Sephardic pronunciation, but that all went away in modern Hebrew. That doesn't exist anymore. So I'm not gonna get into that with you because that to me is just doesn't exist anymore. But so let's focus on the fourth word there, Malachim, right? So when we sing, Shalom Aleichem, Malachim, Malachim, right? Malachim, I'm sorry. Shalom Aleichem, Malachim Hasharet, Malachim Elyon, right? We say Malachim, we say look, we don't say L, right? It's not just an L with nothing to go with it. It's a look. So that's why I say, I give this, whatever you want to call if it's a short A, if it's a short EH, whatever it is, there's a little that comes with that shva being under that lamed. And then if you look at the next word, the last word on the line, Malachim, right? Malachim. So again, when we sing, Shalom Aleichem, Malachim Hasharet, Malachim Elyon, Mi Melech Malachim Hamalachim, right? There's a m there going on, right? It's not ham, which is what we were doing on the page before, that review page, when I had you do them as a contraction because there was nothing under that second letter. Now there's a shva under that letter, which means you actually, if you were to break the last word here, Hamalachim, into syllables, you'd get Ha-M-La-Chim. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 syllables. So we get 3 because we're now stopping with the Ha, we're stopping with the Mem, Ma-La-Chim, okay?
So is it like a word divider in a way, and you give it a stronger sound?
I view it as it makes
like you're accenting that syllable? Is that what you're doing? No?
You're not accenting it because that's why I'm saying it's a short vowel. If it were a long vowel, you'd be accenting it. It's not, it's a short vowel, but it is giving it a full syllable separation, okay?
Oh, it works on two things. It gives it a short, but also it makes the stronger. Right?
Exactly. So that's what I was trying to explain. If there were no shva there, I would view the first syllable in this word as ham. But because it has a shva, now you have ha-m-lachim. It makes it a separate syllable.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, also in Hebrew, we haven't gotten to it much because we haven't learned very many words yet, but you'll notice that the emphasis in word pronunciation is almost never on the first syllable. It's farther into the word, right? Shalom. It's not shalom, it's shalom, right? The emphasis comes closer to the end. Now, the shva doesn't really tell you where the emphasis is, but it might, but again, because it affects how many syllables we have, it affects where you're gonna put that emphasis. So hamlachim, I put the emphasis in the lamed, the third syllable here, hamlachim, okay? Okay, so now we're going to learn a tricky vowel. On page 13, the last letter we need to pronounce the word shalom. And this is an exception. So you see in the box, what you see all the way on the right is just a dot, right? A dot, and then you see equal sign. Then you see the letter, the vav, with a dot over it. So this vowel, this O sound, this long O sound, can be written either way, just the dot hanging up there on the upper line or the vav with the dot. So the letter here, which we haven't learned before, is called a vav. And you can see, trying to remember what we've learned, similar to the chaf and the chaf sofit, it's got that little, from the left upper corner, that little flare, right, or whatever I don't know what we're calling it, where it starts out at a little pointy part on the upper left corner, and then it gradually comes down and it goes to the right and it curves down, right? So that's the way this this particular font is written, that's very common for us. But what they're saying here is that the right-hand side is very straight. And so the fact that you have this very straight sides on the right is supposed to help you remember that this letter is Vav and it sounds like a V. I don't know if that helps you very much or not, but after today's class, I'm going to send you this little cheat sheet. See if we can get it, okay? And it has some marks on it that tell you these little things about, you know, the dot for the shin, she is always right, and those kinds of things. So I'll be happy to send that to you.
Does the O sound, it gives you both the dot and the vav with the dot. Does one occur more frequently than the other, or is it about equal?
I don't know the frequency. So in modern day Hebrew, you know, they write without vowels entirely, but this is a very important one, either the dot or the vav with the dot. I'm afraid to answer that one way or another because I don't feel qualified to tell you if it's more, but the thing is that they both mean the same thing. It's just a long O, and I'm going to point them out to you as we go along. Okay, it's easier when you see the vav with the dot, you know right away. Sometimes because you have the shin and the sin, and they also have the dots, right? The shin has the dot on the right, the sin has the dot on the left. You might think, well, that's just that dot. So you'll get used to looking for it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought someone else had a question. No one? No? Okay, I thought there was a hand up.
I was gonna ask about the Shin Sin thing, but you started talking about it, so
I
put my
jumped
hand
in. Okay. All right. So let's look at lines 1 and 2. All right, on page 13. And you see on line 1, you have just the dot. On line 2, you have the vav with the dot, and it's the same exact pronunciation. But so let's look at the third one. You have a shin with a dot to the left, right? So that's show. And then right below it, you have a shin with a vav with the dot over it. You still have show. In this case, I doubt you would often see the shin with the dot over there. That's very tricky, right? You
Yeah.
would more likely see it with the vav with the dot, I think. But that's just, I'm kind of going off the cuff here. All right. But these are all, so line 1 is mo, ho, show, ho, lo. Line 2 is identical. Mo, ho, show, ho, lo, right? Okay. So let's look at line 3, because I just read you lines 1 and 2. And I don't remember, Marjorie, were you the last one to read? You were, I'm certain of it. So that
Yes.
means Mary Ellen gets to pick up with line 3 on 13.
Okay. Loch, loch,
Mhm.
lol,
Perfect.
loam,
Mhm.
loam, loch, loch, lol.
Perfect. You did them all. They didn't catch you up on any of them.
Thank God.
Connie, line 4. Oh, you know what?
Loam,
You know what? Do the first word and the first one and the last one on line 4, and then I'm going to make you do line 5 because line 4 is just too friggin' boring.
okay. Loam, and loam.
Exactly. You're better than that. So now run down to line 5.
Sha, shal, shallow, sha, loam, sha, loam, shalom.
Perfect. Applause, applause, because we got to our
Yes,
A
exactly.
word.
shalom. We got
A real word, a
word,
real
we
Real
go.
word.
word. Okay. All right. So line 6 is just boring. It's the word shalom, right?
Shalom,
Hello
shalom,
is
shalom.
never boring.
Well, okay, but the letters in combination are a little boring. Okay. Welcome back, Sue. I missed you for a minute. Technology, I know. Okay,
Right.
so now if we look at line 7 are all words. You asked me to tell you when we get words rather than just sounds. These are all words.
Oh, wow.
And I think, Eileen, it's you.
Shalom, Melech, Shalom. Melachim,
Malachim. Good, very good.
Shalom, Melech.
Exactly. So what the tricky part there with Malachim is in previous times they've printed this, they haven't had the Shava under the Mem. So we would have said just that ML together, but here you stopped and you pronounced the M with a little bit of a vowel, a little short vowel under it. That was perfect. Excellent. Okay, so now we're on line 8 on page 13. Sue, can you pick up for us there?
Yes. Shalom. Lamelech.
Nice.
Hamlachim. Lamelech. Malche.
So do that one. Do.
Malachi.
Thank you. Perfect.
Malachi.
Good.
Sorry, so I got to get it there too, right?
Right.
Hamelachim.
Hamalachim. Exactly.
Hamelachim.
Yes, exactly. And that was great. You know, they're
That's-
trying to make that distinction for us and we need to give it that extra second and recognize it.
Yes.
Okay. Audrey, line 9.
Okay, Li, Lacha, Lach, Lo, La, Lachem,
This is lahem. That's an H, right?
Lahem,
Yep.
yes.
And
Lachim,
that one's the chem. That's a chem.
Lachem.
Right. So
yeah.
that's the difference between the second to last and the last, the H versus the CH, right?
Got it.
Lachem.
Lachem.
Yeah, there's not a lot different, but a little bit. And then the second combination in line 9, way over, to the right,
Right.
that they put the shva under the lamed. You pronounced it right. You pronounced it as 2 syllables, l'cha, right? Not l'ch. I can't even pronounce it without the shva, actually. So let's not try. Okay. Linda, line 10.
Excuse me. Shalom, Li, Shalom, Lach,
Lach, exactly.
Shalom. Zadadat, Lech, Shalom.
So the
That
third combination, so it's l'cha. You see the lamed with two dots, the shva, and then the chaf sofit with the a under it. So l'cha.
Lecha, Shalom, Lo.
Yes, exactly. So those are important distinctions. If you look at, let's look at just the lamed combination at the end of each. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 double word combinations as they were right on line 10. Shalom li, shalom lach, shalom lecha, shalom lo. Okay. So if we look at the second one, lach, that's where the chaf sofit just has a guttural consonant sound, right?
Mhm.
And then the next one, the lamed has its own vowel and the chaf sofit has its own vowel. So that now becomes 2 syllables, lecha. Right?
Is there,
That-
there looks like there's something under the chach, under there.
In the third combination,
Yes.
yes, there is. There's a teeny tiny T.
Oh,
Right?
there's a T there. Okay.
Yeah, there's
I
a
have-
there's a vowel hiding inside there. I don't know if it's too small for you to see, but it's a little
Yeah,
T.
that
That's
would-
kind of what
I
I'm.
got it. I just wrote it
and-
in. Okay.
Yeah, and so because the lamed has the shva and the chaf sofit has its own vowel, that little T, right? You
Mhm.
get lecha,
Lecha. Okay.
right?
Got it.
So
Thank
the
you.
little T being the kamatz, the 2 dots being the shva. Yes. So
Rachel,
yes.
you might have already answered this question, but why do they use the shva rather than just a vowel? Since it has a
I-
vowel sound, why don't they just use an
I'm not
Ah,
educated
or
enough
an
to
if.
explain, right, I imagine it has grown up over time. I think the primary reason, and again, I wasn't educated to be a Hebrew teacher, so I'm saying this based on my experience with reading the language, that it, as I keep repeating, makes you stop there and it makes another syllable, right? So, and the shva actually, I think there's like 4 different things the shva can do, and this is only one of them, okay?
I-
So,
Yeah, I'd love,
yeah,
I'm sorry that I can't explain how it came about and what its entire purpose is, but I will get to a few more of them, and maybe with your help, you guys as, a group will come up with an answer to all the, why we think it does the things it does. Okay. Okay, so that was line 10. Now we're on line 11, and I think we're back at the top. So Barbara, that's you.
Shalom lachem.
Mhm.
Shalom.
Oh, this line is too boring. Okay, it's 3 of the same, isn't it? Okay, so,
But I'm new, nothing's too boring.
all right, keep going.
No,
I don't like you to get off so easy. I'm sorry.
easy for you, Rachel.
Shalom lechem.
Lechem. So you switched down to 12 for me, right? You jumped down to
Oh,
12?
yeah.
Are you
didn't
still on
want me
11?
to? Oh, okay,
They're the same.
Because all across 11, it's the same, even if you have
right. That's why I
blurbs on your
switched down.
page.
I thought you told me to switch down, or you wanted me to.
I
switch
did, but I didn't think you wanted to, but so yes.
down. Oh, I'm not gonna.
So read-
If only my students were so easy, I wouldn't agree with that.
Okay, well, do the first one on line 11 and then pick up with line 12. So here
Okay.
we go.
Shalom lachem.
Mhm.
Shalom lechem.
Exactly.
Shalom lechem.
Yeah,
Shalom lechem.
exactly. So 11 and 12 are boring and the same, but there's a little difference there, right? The different vowel
Yes.
and adding of the yud, but yes, that's the deal. Okay, so, and I think I said this, with the vav and the o, so that o sound, this is the only vowel that ever appears above the line. Every other vowel is below. This is the exception. And it's a long o sound, okay? Page 14.
Wait, what does the thought mean next to the O?
Well, so that's where so ignore that. I would cross that out and I would put the word faux, F-O-E. It's a long O.
Okay,
So it's
right.
not like, so they're saying it's O as in fought, it's aw. That's an
Right.
Ashkenazi pronunciation. That
okay,
it's kind of
that's,
like,
thank you. So I will
Yeah.
ignore it, yeah.
ignore it. That shows you this book is 40 plus years old and we're not going there.
No, that must have been so confusing.
It was terrible. So
mean-
this was, so I don't know if I told you as a group this story, but my oldest sister is 5 years older than I am. She of course started Hebrew school 5 years before I did. So she was taught Ashkenazi. And then a couple years in, they told them, forget all of that. That's not how you pronounce it. You should be pronouncing it this way. And I don't know if it's because a different teacher came in. I don't know if it's because
Nope,
that
that's
point.
not why. I
Exactly.
was there.
Okay,
I was in Hebrew school when this all happened.
yeah.
We started Ashkenazi a couple of years in. They said, oh, no, no, no.
Say,
We're
that's,
going with Israel's pronunciation. We're going
that's
with Sephardic.
right, and that's what she
And
came home
then the
saying.
year of my bat mitzvah, they went back to Ashkenazi.
Oh, that's just ridiculous. And
It is
Oh, it was fun. I
It was
learned from
fun.
both.
that's one way of looking at it. It was fun. Okay,
I learned
so,
from both.
and we're not doing that, even though, so in my synagogue at B'nai Israel in Washington DC, back in the 60s, even in the 70s, actually, I think, trying to remember, early 70s, our clergy were all European, all of them. And so, they had Ashkenazi and they had these, beautiful, wonderful, but that wasn't how we were being taught to pronounce it, right? But doesn't matter. I'm going to teach you to pronounce it one way and that will be the way. And so now let's look at page
They
14.
don't even use
one
the
more-
expression Sephardic anymore, do they?
No, exactly. Right.
Yeah, that's what I
Wait, so
thought.
One more question. Is B'nai Israel the one that's right next to the JCC?
Yeah. Right now on Montrose. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how long ago did you leave there?
So when I was 17 and left for college, so my parents belonged to B'nai Israel from the very early 60s until the day my mother died, because my mother died after my father died. So 2005, I want to say.
Were you ever there when Rabbi Simon was there? Or did you-
Absolutely. He married me.
No way.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
he was my rabbi in the San Fernando Valley before he came out here.
Mhm.
And my mother taught Sunday school, or was it Sabbath school? I can't remember.
No, it was never Sabbath school at B'nai Israel, I don't think.
No,
They
no,
were,
this was
Oh.
before that. This was when he
Oh.
was at Temple Ramah
okay.
in the San Fernando Valley. So I don't even know if I think he's still living, but
I think he
we go-
is. I
Yeah,
think
we
he
go
is.
way back with him. That's amazing. I mean, when I was like 3 or 4, he was my rabbi.
Yeah.
And I think I'm like your sister's age. So yeah. All right. Sorry, but I just think that's fascinating.
No, Jewish geography is always welcome.
Yes.
Okay. So let's look at page 14. And now we're heading toward learning a new word, Aleichem. So because we need the phrase Shalom Aleichem, right? Or as we sing it, Aleichem, but that's really not the proper pronunciation. I think it would be Aleichem. But anyway, so the letter we need to learn first is the ayin, and it's the letter in the box on the top of page 14. So this is a silent letter. It is always silent. It's really just a hat rack to hang a vowel, if you think about it that way, okay? It's a holding place, and you'll see vowels under it, but it on its own has no sound at all. So knowing that, let me see what I can tell you about the shape of that letter, if there's anything to know. No, there's nothing to know on my cheat sheet. It doesn't tell you anything to remember the ayin. So it is what it is.
Is it different from the Aleph?
No, exactly. It has the same purpose as the Aleph.
Okay.
Aleph being the first letter in the alphabet, right? Also is always silent, always a hat rack to hang a vowel. So they serve exactly the same purpose. And I cannot explain the rules behind why you would spell something with an ayin instead of an aleph. So please don't ask me.
I was going to.
I knew you were.
But I knew better.
I knew you were, but I don't
I
know the
knew better.
answer. I'm sorry, but that's what you get for a free teacher. I don't know all the ins and outs. So, and I'm not going to look up the Hebrew etymology. Please don't ask me to. Maybe you want to look up the Hebrew etymology. Okay, so I'm going to read line 1 for you because it's just so plain, right? E, E, A, E, A, O, O. That's it. It's really a line of learning to pronounce your vowels properly. That's all it is. So now we're on line 2. And I think, Marjorie, I'm up to you.
Sorry, I was doing something else.
No problem. No problem.
Il,
Mhm.
il, ale, el, lo, no.
It is an O. Yeah. mhm,
Al.
Exactly.
Or I'm not sure which.
No, it's al. The first
Al.
one, so the first one is the little T, and the last one is just a little line. So al, you're exactly right. Even if they're fuzzy, that's what they are. Line 3, Mary Ellen.
Al, olam,
Mm-hmm.
melech, olam.
Perfect. So in our quest to learn a few words, so Melech is king, and Olam is like
world.
nation or the world,
World.
exactly, the peoples, exactly. Melech Olam, king of the world, exactly, okay? That's just a phrase that we'll throw in for, because you want to learn more of the language. Okay, you asked me so much, okay. Connie, will you read line 4?
All Alech, no, Alecha,
So here, under the lamed are 2 dots, and under the last letter, which is, so this is not
Alecha.
spelled right, there are 3
Alecha.
dots. Exactly,
Alecha.
alecha, exactly. This is not, this is just,
Alecha.
this is letter combination. This word would never be spelled this way. It breaks all our rules, so don't worry about
Ale,
it. Mm-hmm,
chem,
mm-hmm,
alechem,
yep,
alechem, alechem.
exactly. So this was our target word at the top of the page, right? Here it is 3 times. We got an exclamation point on the last one. Very good. Line 5, Eileen.
Al. Lech. Chem.
Yeah,
Alchem. Alche.
no, so,
Wait.
so
Oh, wait, Ale.
yeah.
Oh, chem.
Mhm.
Alechem. 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 I guess I'm getting confused with the yod in the middle of the word.
So the yud in the middle of the word is just, it's kind of hanging off the lamed, right? And the 2 dots under the lamed, just giving you that A sound. You know, if anything, what it might mean is that we give the emphasis aleichem.
Oh, it's like
No.
an accent.
It's, I've not been told that, but in this, but you know, essentially, it's not changing the pronunciation, but I don't want to call it an accent. I'm afraid to call it an accent.
Okay.
Okay, but so line 6, I'm going to read for you. Shalom aleichem, right? Shalom aleichem, shalom aleichem. So the question is right, is the proper pronunciation of this aleichem or aleichem? I think the proper pronunciation is aleichem. So, but when we sing it, shalom aleichem, so we do put the longer, right, in the center.
Mhm.
Okay, so line 7, they're just flipping it around, right? Aleichem shalom. Aleichem shalom. Then shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Yes? Everyone with me?
Mhm.
Okay, line 8, he's just asking us to practice it one more time. Shalom aleichem, right? That's the first one combination. Oh, but he changes it to, okay, so now I have to ask one of you to read line 8. I apologize. All right, Sue, will you read line 8?
I just say.
No, you don't want me to do that. Shalom
Sorry.
aleichem, malache,
Yes,
hamalachim,
beautiful.
aleichem, shalom.
Excellent. You did not let him trip you up. You did
I
perfect.
saw it this time.
You did. That's beautiful. Okay, Audrey, line 9. It's a little long, but you can do it.
Shalom,
I think these are all the words we know, real words.
shalom, mimelech,
Mhm.
malache, amlachim, shalom.
Keep going.
Oh, sorry. melech, ha'olam.
Exactly. So that's why I say those were all actual words. Okay, I love when that happens.
Me too.
Line 10, Linda, will you read line? So it's really 2-3 word combinations.
Shalom, Melech, HaShalom,
Mhm.
HaShalom.
The second one, it doesn't have the hey in front of it.
Oh, Shalom, HaShalom.
Exactly. Very good. And it's important whether it has the hey or it doesn't have the hey, obviously. Okay. Barbara, will you do line 11? And again, so it's a 3-word combination, then a 2-word combination.
Shalom, Melech, Malachim, Melech, Shalom.
Yes. Now, the one change I would make for you is, so let's look at the combination at the left-hand side, Lamelech HaShalom. So I would pronounce the lamed with the shava l, as opposed to la, because if you look over to the HaShalom, that has the line under the hey, so that's HaShalom. So the lamed with the shava should not sound the same as the hey with the patach. So it's Lumelech HaShalom. So, and if we go back to the right, the 3-word combination on the right-hand side of line 11, Shalom Lamelech Hamulachim, okay? So that shava is that, I just do it as a, okay? Okay.
So would you pronounce that one again?
So then I'll read across line 11. Is that okay? Shalom Lamelech Hamlachim Lamelech HaShalom.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so it's just after 10 o'clock, so we shouldn't start the next page because we really used up our time. So, you know, and it shows you here at the bottom of the page what we talked about at the top, that the ayin and the aleph are these 2 silent consonants, okay? And we will get to the aleph on the next page. But it's really a repeat of the same thing. You just need to learn to recognize that that's how an aleph is written versus how an ayin is written, okay? Okay, I'm gonna send you a new attachment of homework. I can send it as a Word doc and a PDF. How about I do that, make it easy for everybody, however you want to look at it.
I missed the first one, Rachel. I didn't see it.
It
The
was,
first-
okay, well, I'm
first
gonna,
homework.
it'll be on the email. So what I'm gonna do is add on to it, so you'll
Okay.
see it. Okay,
Thank
I'm
you.
just gonna keep adding. So if you didn't see it the first time, you'll see it this time, okay?
Thank you.
And Mary Ellen, I guess I can, I didn't want to type the vowels not in transliteration because I didn't think we knew all the letters. But I
Well,
can,
Don't need it.
For me, I was thinking the sharik, I would know how to pronounce it if I saw the Hebrew as
Okay.
we're learning, just if you wanted to, and if not, it's fine.
okay, I'll think about it.
Okay.
It's a very good point you make.
It's just for me. If you just want to send it to
Oh,
me,
sure.
that's fine.
Okay, fine.
Because Segal I know, Patak I know, Kamas I know, but the other 2 I didn't know how to pronounce them.
Okay, Chirik,
Yeah.
and
So Sirik, is it with the shin or the sin? Sirik.
Chirik. No, it doesn't
Oh.
have anything to do with the shin.
That's her? Okay.
Oh,
Is
right.
it ka? Is that what I'm?
You know, I'm not exactly sure. I have to look up how to spell it in Hebrew, so I don't want to say yet. So
Okay,
I'll let you
okay.
know when I double check.
Okay, if you could
Test-
just, whatever. Yeah.
My spelling of Hebrew is not great unless I check. I mean, I don't, you know, back in college when I could write it and so forth, my spelling was much better, but you don't use it and then you forget.
That's
So
fine.
that's
You're
me.
the best teacher I've had thus far, so
Well,
thank you.
thank you.
Great. Thank you
It
so
really-
much.
All right,
Yes.
ladies, please keep practicing. Practice,
Mhm.
practice, practice.
Yeah. Thanks for sending the PDF.
Thank you.
Much.
It's my pleasure.
So,
Thank
Shabbat
you.
shalom.
See
Shabbat
each
shalom.
other next Friday, same time, same place.
yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thanks.
Thank you, Rachel.
All right.
Okay,
Bye,
bye-bye.
everyone.
Shabbat
Bye-bye.
Did you see my question in the chat?
I did not. Hold on one second. Oh golly, I'm not, I have to, how do I'm canceling
I don't
that, so I
see
go back to the
I
chat.
don't see any questions in the
I
chat.
don't see
I
it.
do.
It was a personal question. I only sent it to Rachel.
Well,
I did, the question I didn't finish that question, actually.
No, that's why I said I'll stay
Okay,
on for a
yeah,
few
stay on
minutes.
for a minute if you have a minute, and I will.
I do have a minute.
Okay, so yeah, this is a
It had
region.
nothing to do with the class. It has to
Has
do with
nothing,
something
no,
else.
has nothing to do with the class, has to do with our region jobs, at least my region job. Okay, ladies, have a great week. See you next week.